Hi everyone, welcome to our channel. I'm Charlotte.
And I'm Enos.
And here's the star of the show, Brucey, our nearly 4-year-old pug. Today we're going to be giving you some of our best and most useful Disney World tips. But I just want to say that it's not just about Disney World, really it's just about going on a Disney World holiday to Florida.
Yeah, so we've involved everything.
Yes.
Okay.
So without further ado, let's get on to the first one.
Tip 1.
Our first tip is the best tip I think we could give you for your whole Disney World holiday. And that is to buy a pair of Skechers.
100%.
Now you may be thinking, what is this about? Because I know Skechers aren't the coolest shoe in the world. However, on a Disney holiday, you do an extreme amount of walking, particularly us. I think we were averaging about 10 to 15 miles a day of walking. Is that right?
Yeah, probably more sometimes.
And so we were wearing trainers. I think mostly wearing New Balance trainers. However, my mum had asked me to get her a pair of Skechers because she had a bad foot. So near the end of the holiday, we went to a Skechers shop and I tried on a pair of Skechers, and from that point on, I've never looked back. Here they are. So to be honest, people used to wear these at my work because we used to work 12.5-hour shifts, and I used to really take the pee out of everyone wearing these because I thought they were hideous, which to be honest, they are quite hideous. However, when I've tried this shoe on, my foot went to a whole new level of heaven. And they were so comfortable that I then wore them for the next, it was like the last few days of our holiday.
2-3 days.
And oh my god, it just made walking 10 times nicer. And then the problem is, once you put back on any other shoe, you realise just how uncomfortable your shoes are.
It's like walking in clogs, basically.
Yeah.
All matching goes out the window when you've got Skechers. It doesn't matter, how bad they look. You just got to wear them because they're amazing. That's my pair. So, trendy, blacked out.
Enos is a bit of a trainer snob and he owns quite a lot of trainers. However, I said to him in Skechers, he became all uncomfortable in Skechers, like, ooh, I don't like it in here. And I said to him, please just try on a pair of Skechers trainers just to see how comfortable they are. I then lost him for the next half an hour because he was trying on all the trainers, deciding which one to get. And I'm so shocked that he bought a pair of Skechers, but yeah, honestly,
I almost bought 2.
Best piece of advice for a Disney holiday, all the walking that you have to do, you must have a pair of comfortable shoes. Honestly, it's really, really important.
And we recommend Skechers.
Definitely.
So does Bruce.
No, shh. You can see himself in the mirror.
The shoe? No, sorry.
Let's see if he'll play with Woody. Oh, Woody. Tip number 2.
So this is a really important one. The thing is, when you go on a holiday or a trip, say a Disney trip, you think you can do everything every day, but it just doesn't happen. You just burn out essentially. So our second tip is take loads of breaks. Take some rest days, because if you don't, you're gonna burn out. You're gonna have a bad time. Essentially, we found out our first Disney holiday. We tried. I think the third day we was, in bed till 11, 12 o'clock because we were so tired. So that is.
But to be fair, we didn't really have any rest on this holiday either. We tried. Our original plan was to have a bit more rest. We were going to try and use the pool in our hotel a bit more and be a bit more chilled. However, that didn't work out, I don't think. And I think we both came back really, really exhausted and both ended up getting ill because, yeah, it's not really a holiday. It's like an adventure. And obviously you're walking a lot. It's really tiring in the heat. And every time we come back, we always say, oh, we wish that we'd rested a bit more. But it's really hard when you're in Disney and there's so much fun stuff to do and you just want to go on the rides, doing things.
It is obviously hard when you're excited, you want to get out there and you feel like you're missing out on things, but you just got to realise you will burn out.
I think that was our problem. Every time we weren't at a park, we felt like we were wasting time.
Yeah.
So.
And you got, you just if you're going straight back to work as well, you're just gonna like it'd be the worst week of your life afterwards. So definitely take a couple of rest days as well.
Yeah. Okay, tip number 3.
Gonna run out of fingers.
Yeah. So we stayed at Animal Kingdom Lodge, which was really, really great. It's a deluxe hotel. This is just a quick side tip because obviously this won't apply to everyone, but you can pay extra to have the savannah view, so where you come out on your balcony and you can see the animals. However, our tip here really is that we don't think that it's worth the money, because for us it was quite an expensive upgrade if we wanted to do it. I think it was about an extra £1,000.
Yeah, it's £1,000.
And when you can go and look at the savannah view from the lodge anyway, you know, through the hotel, go around the back of the hotel and you can see. And to be honest, it's, you know, how many times can you look at a zebra and be excited about it?
Yeah, no, it's great. I think it's really good, but you can, for £1,000, I mean, the majority of the time is going to be spent outside of the park, outside of the hotel. So, you know, to £1,000 for a view in the morning where you go down for breakfast and then you can go to the lookout points and see the giraffes or the zebras or, you know, the antelopes, whatever's there. It's just not worth it. Also, as well, the Savannah View rooms are at the back of the hotel, so where the safari parks are, and it just involves more walking. So if you come out from a day out, you've got to go all the way back through the hotel, which is huge, just to get to your room. Where if you're in a standard room like we was just right by the entrance, which is great. It worked out great for us because you could just nip in and get something if you needed to. You know, if you forget something when you get into the car, you can just nip back in. Whereas, you know, if you're in a savannah room, you've got to walk all the way through. It's time. Time is everything.
And as a bloke, you often did forget things and had to go running back to the car.
No, I don't carry things, but Charlotte does.
Yeah, but also what I thought with the Savannah View, I don't know why this was a bit stupid, but I thought that you got to see like quite a lot of different animals, but it's only a few animals that are in that bit that come up near to the balcony. So, I mean, perhaps it would be different if there was elephants outside your room, for example. Maybe then it would be worth it. But what I was saying was really that, you know, because it's only zebras, giraffes, antelopes, things like that.
Yeah, if
you had some cheetahs and lions and elephants and monkeys, maybe it would be different. But tip number 4. This tip really is about the dining plan. So because we stayed in a deluxe hotel at Animal Kingdom Lodge, we got the table reservation dining plan as well. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, table service.
Table service dining plan, which means you get 1 quick service meal a day and 1 table service meal a day.
2 snacks.
And 2 snacks. And we're really excited about this because we wanted to make all the dinner reservations and try and have lots of different like Disney restaurant experiences. However, even though we really enjoyed it and I'm glad we did it, we've decided, because we've been talking about it a bit, that we don't think that we will do that again. So we don't think that we will have the table service dining plan again, because actually it takes up a lot of your time having sit down meals every day, and I think we really underestimated how much time out of our day it would take. And I think that's time that we could have spent relaxing or time better spent in the parks. Because it's not just the kind of sitting down, ordering, waiting for the food, eating. It's also the travelling and getting there. So a lot of the time, which was sort of my fault as well, not really my fault, but I wasn't very clever at making reservations in the same parks that we were at. But then it's difficult because a lot of the restaurants are not at Disney parks, they're at other Disney resorts. So often we'd be in a park, then we'd have to leave quickly at say 5 o'clock to, you know, get back out of the park again, go back to the car, and then drive to wherever we were going, and it just took up a hell of a lot of our time. So really I think if we had a dinner reservation, I would say it cut at least 3 hours out. Do you think? Or is that a bit too much?
I think on the basis of value, it's really good. The table service is great because you can go to any restaurant. Obviously, you can use double credits. It's great, but time-wise, is, you know, we come from England, so we've got to travel 8-hour flights. We can't just come to Disney 3 or 4 times a year, so time is really precious to us. So wanting to maximise it in like 3 hours to eat a meal, which was okay. You know, some was great, some wasn't as great. It's a lot of time as well. So.
And perhaps like as a young couple as well, because we wanted to be very active and have a very intense timetable, it just cut out too much of our
families
time.
Is, you know, families is great. You know, if you've got a family, it might be a bit better. It's what suits you at the end of the day. But for us, the table service, you know, isn't something we're going to explore probably again. We'll eat at tables, we'll eat at restaurants again, but we'll do the quick service plan. So,
and just maybe do one or two sit down meals. And then the other bad thing about the table service dining plan is that perhaps also because we're English, we're not used to having to tip as much, and they obviously in America they expect quite a...
It's 20%, so 20% tip. So if the average Disney meal, if it's $100, it's $20. Here, you know, you can end up spending a lot of money on tips. If you've got a family, it's going to be bigger. So if you've got a family of 4 and you're spending $200, $40 tip, you know, every time you're eating. So it's something to be mindful of as well. You know, that's $500 for a family of 4.
Because also all Disney food and all the food in the restaurants is a lot more expensive than it would be in just a normal restaurant.
Yeah.
So then the bill comes up really, really big all the time. So often, like when we would eat, say we were going to eat a meal out just somewhere on International Drive, it may have cost us, say, $40. But the same meal in Disney costs $100.
Yeah.
So then that tip is a lot more. So actually we found that we were spending so much money on tips, and the tips probably could have bought us a whole meal outside of Disney.
Yeah.
So that, you know, we really thought that having the table service dining plan would help us save a lot of money, but I'm not sure. In some ways it did, and in other ways I think that we spent so much money on tips. Okay, so next tip. This really has come from what happened when I went with my family the first 2 times. So because we stayed in a villa outside of Disney, I think it was in Kissimmee or somewhere, we used to get up early, go to the park all day, leave the park, I don't know, maybe 6, and then go for a meal somewhere on International Drive, and then spend the rest of the night in our villa. So what was really nice, I found that when I started to go now with Enos, and it's just been us 2, that we would go back to the parks after dinner, so in the evenings. And actually that I found that that's been one of the best things that I've enjoyed about the last 2 Disney trips, is spending time in the parks in the evenings. Because I think there's something really nice and really different, and something about the atmosphere in the parks in the evenings. So that was just a bit of a tip if anybody had previously experienced where they'd just spent all day in the park and not going back at night. And I think in particular Magic Kingdom, there's something just so lovely about it. Yeah, so magical in the evenings. And actually it's got to the point now where I prefer the parks at night. And when we go to Magic Kingdom in the day, it doesn't feel the same for me. I just love how Main Street's lit up. I think I think there's 2 ways that you can do it really. It's either you just go for it and go out all day and then have dinner and go back, or you can go out in the morning, come back in the afternoon and have a break, so go around the pool, go back to your villa or whatever it is, and then go back out again. So I think really there's 2 ways of doing it, and I think that the second option is probably the best way, especially for young families. Additional little tip extra to that is that we found that a lot of the most popular rides became quite significantly less busy in that evening time when the shows are on. So for example, when shows are on, fireworks shows, if you go to the rides, because everybody's watching the shows, we found that we were literally just getting on the rides really, really quickly.
Yeah. So an example of that is so when Fantasmic's on. So 8 o'clock in Hollywood Studios, apologies, in the Hollywood Studios, Fantasmic comes on, and then people are basically trying to get their places for the fireworks. So if you go to Rock and Roller Coaster, it's completely empty. I mean, Tower of Terror, we got to ride it twice on our own, you know, which is great. You know, we literally just kept walking back round. So the next tip, I don't know what number we're on. 8.
I've lost
7. Is book your fast passes for the morning. So if you are lucky enough to be able to book your fast passes 30 days or 60 days before, book it for the morning, because the reason being is if you space them out during the day, you've got to wait for them and you can't book more. Whereas if you get them over and done with quickly, you can book more and more, meaning you're spending less time queuing. We certainly found out that way, but we're pretty practically running around the park. If you're more leisurely, if you want to stroll through the park, then maybe the whole day will be great for you. But for us, booking them one after the other in the morning was really good. The only downside to that is you'd probably do more walking because you're walking across the parks to different attractions. So something like Magic Kingdom is huge.
So if you've got 3 fast passes, one after the other, usually it just works out that one's up here at the park, the other one's down here, and one's here. So you do end up having to do quite a bit more walking. But then as soon as you've done your 3 fast passes, then you can book more. So that's a really handy thing to know if you don't already know. So another really good tip or a bit of advice, maybe perhaps if this is not your first trip but maybe your second or third trip, a thing that I've found that was really nice to do this year was that we looked around other Disney resorts a bit more, and I thought that was really fun actually. It sort of gave us a bit more memories. There was a more kind of new memories that we made, because I hadn't really looked around any Disney resorts, to be honest. So yeah, it was really good, especially the deluxe ones, so the Polynesian and the Grand Floridian. I thought it was really lovely going and looking around those, and really fun. So yeah, if you do have a bit of spare time, or perhaps you've done Disney a few times before, that might be something to look into. And another tip as well, we didn't know this until we stayed at Disney this year, but if you're having a quick service meal at a Disney resort, instead of getting a free drink, because you've got your refillable mug, you can actually get a snack instead. So every morning when we had breakfast at what was it called? The Mara at Animal Kingdom Lodge, instead of having a drink with our breakfast, we got an extra snack. So then we were like getting candy floss or croissant or something to have. So that's good because you get extras really.
So next tip's a hire car. So we like to drive. Many of you might not. You might like Disney transportation. We've never used it. Heard it's great. But for us, having the freedom of a car means a lot to us, and it's the way we like to do it. If you're going to hire a car, firstly check out the places you're hiring from. A lot of them are like Sharks. We've had okay-ish experience. We've gone with Alamo. We've had okay-ish experiences to not great. But if you're going to get a car, get SatNav. If you're from America, you might not need it, or you can have your SatNav. I don't know how they cover the States, but in the UK, it's totally different. The roads are grids. You can get lost easily. So for us,
and you're driving on the other side of the road.
So I'd definitely say upgrade to SatNav. Make sure you know what you're getting is. Make sure you read what you're paying for as well. That's another one. A lot of people just don't. They just sign it. Just have a read. Make sure the charges are all there and all correct. Because you don't want to pay through the nose. Because you can end up paying through the nose with these companies. But best thing to do it beforehand. If you're in England, when you book your thing, just give them a call. Say you want to put the SatNav on. Then you know where you're at with it. Mm-hmm. There's not going to be any hidden charges. Okay. Next
quick tip is to buy a poncho while you're at home before you go on the holiday to Disney, because unfortunately the weather is very hit and miss. 1 minute it is so hot you can't breathe, and then the next minute is torrential rain. We were quite lucky this year, we didn't really get any rain at all, but last year we did have bits here and there, and our ponchos were definitely really came in use.
Yeah.
Really helpful. And I think in the Disney parks they're really expensive, so it's better just to buy one at home on Amazon before you go. It's much cheaper. I
agree. No one wants to pay $20 for a plastic bag.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what you end up doing if you buy it in Disney.
Yeah.
You just...
And also, by the time if you don't buy one whilst, you know, back home, and then it starts raining, and then by the time you actually get it, you'll be wet anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's better just to have it. And they're so light, you can just carry it in your bag. It's no extra
Prevention
effort.
is better than cure.
Correct. These are just general tips about mainly
Orlando, Florida holiday.
Yeah, and they're mainly focused to people who aren't American, to be honest. So these tips are in particular, well, these tips are about food. So first of all, because we're English, we were really happy about the fact that in America you can get McDonald's breakfast all day long. So that's a good thing to bear in mind. And also the best thing about McDonald's in America is the milkshakes. Like
100%.
Our McDonald's milkshakes are nice, but their McDonald's milkshakes are out of this world. So definitely worth going to McDonald's to get a milkshake. Also,
they're like $2 as well. I mean, it's not even.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of money.
And like the strawberry McDonald's milkshake actually has bits of
and cherries in it as well.
And fresh whipped cream. Oh,
yeah,
God.
I definitely
So
recommend going to McDonald's. Get yourself a milkshake with an all-day breakfast. I mean, it's a win-win. You can't go wrong. You never regret it. Like, no one can be unhappy with a strawberry milkshake and a double McMuffin, double sausage McMuffin. I mean, extra hash brown maybe if you dare. You know, but don't take it too far breakfast if you're going on rice. Okay.
The other best thing that we love about going to Florida on our Disney holidays is having Fanta in America, because Fanta is so different compared to what we have here. It must be because of the sugar number things. Because
it's Jamie Oliver, that, isn't it?
Yeah, thanks, Jamie. I don't like Fanta orange in England at all. I think it has a really sort of like fake orange taste, and I just don't like it at all. It's just, but Fanta in America, oh my God, out of this world.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. If you're looking for your hit of E numbers, you know, if you're looking to go wild for a couple of hours, you know, need an energy buzz because you've been walking 10.5 miles in the first 4 hours of your day. But Fanta's great. Get yourself to a Disney kiosk at Orlando, Universal, wherever you can go get a Fanta. I'll tell you what, you'd be buzzing for the other hour. You know,
I think we drank Fanta orange for most of the holiday, trying to get in as much as we could before we came back here to this crap Fanta.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And the Skechers tip and this upcoming tip are the two best tips of this video. So, final tip, but by no means...
Last but not least.
Last but not least, we are going to talk about the best restaurant in the whole of America, in our opinion, of course, and that is Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yes.
Whilst you're on your Disney holiday, you have to go and eat a Buffalo Wild Wings. It is such a good place to go and eat wings. This is only if you like chicken wings, of course. Yeah,
it's incredible. You can get all sorts of wings. I mean, they fry everything in there. I mean, it's crazy, and it's dirt cheap. Mm-hmm. Like, you can get a meal for like $30, you know, and you'll get unlimited drinks. You get wings, you get sides. It's just so nice. I mean, that's our thing. Like, we like things like bar food and stuff like that. If you like chicken wings, if you like, you know, fried pickles and your onion rings and things like that, get yourself there. It's an unhidden. I mean, it's a gem. It's a hidden gem.
And I feel like nobody talks about it enough. I just happened to find it by chance, really. And now we can't stop going. And I just look forward to going to Buffalo Wild Wings all year.
I mean, if anyone has got a lot of money watching this video, you know, want to think about franchising in England, please do.
Yeah.
Because we will be there all the time. It's like amazing. Genuinely. If you haven't tried it, just try it. If you haven't tried it, just try it. You will not regret it.
Our recommendation is also to have a side of fried pickles, which is gherkins in fried gherkins. They've got a list about this long of sauces that you can have on your wings, and I think our favourite is a bit boring really, but just sticky barbecue. Sweet barbecue is like really, really nice.
Just like the mildest one there.
So we get small sweet barbecue wings with a side of fries, and a side of fried pickles.
Yeah. with some Mountain Dew as well.
We also had mozzarella sticks as well. They were nice. But fried pickles,
and the fried onions.
I just want to eat them so much.
Yeah.
Right now, onion rings. Onion rings are good as well.
Yeah, fried onions.
Brucey, you would love Buffalo Wild Wings. Bruce, do you have any Disney tips? Yes, please bring me back more toys.
Take me next time.
Yeah, we saw a lot of dogs as what are they called?
Service dogs.
We saw a lot of service dogs, and we're thinking that we want Bruce to be our service dog.
Yeah.
Because I get sad when I'm not with him.
He's a happy pup. Anyway, thanks for watching our video.
Yeah, thanks for watching our video. Hopefully you learned something new. We tried to think of tips that we hadn't already seen on the internet. When I'm doing research for our Disney holidays, I always find looking up like Disney World tips, advice really helpful, trying to find new things to do or new foods, new things to try. So yeah, hopefully this has been helpful for somebody.
If you want to watch some more, you know what to do? Little red pie.
Subscribe. And you can watch our vlogs. We're putting up our vlog series at the moment. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.
Okay, bye.